Hi, and welcome to our summer episode of Heal Yourself, Gwinnett. I am your host, Dr. Lauren Millman. I am here with the producers today. I am here with Mike, Trey, and Z, and we're here in the Subaru of Gwinnett studio. And we air Heal Yourself, Gwinnett on the first Wednesday of each month here. And our episodes, Heal Yourself, Gwinnett, we aim to present topics to better inform and educate our community so that you can make better health choices, not only for you, but for your family. Heal Yourself, Gwinnett, our mission, my mission, is to provide ways for you to live the healthiest and vibrant life possible. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm here to keep you honest today.
You're gonna keep me honest. I like that.
Yeah, I'll
that.
be here. If I've got questions or comments, I will chime in. I will try to add a little something to the show. Hopefully, I take nothing away from it.
I don't think you will. So I think this is a good show for you to keep me honest on because we have an exciting show. We're gonna talk about how to stay healthy during the summer months. So I think you might.
Well, you walked in with a bottle of bug spray, so I'm very interested to find out where this is going to end up going.
You really gave it away, and I don't appreciate that. That was way down.
No. That's called a tease.
All right.
People now are going to have to listen to the show to figure out why did you bring bug spray into the studio?
Yeah, well, you're right. So this is a tease. I'm going to put it right here. So those of you that are looking at the video and you're wondering what this bottle is that says bug off spray, you're going to have to wait to number 4 on my list. Okay?
There you go, a tease.
There was my teaser. So great. So yes, I'm excited about the show today because summer is my favorite month. There are many things that, at least for me and my family, that we do in the summertime that you can't do any other time throughout the year. So, and there's certain things that kind of come along with summer that I notice that certain conversations come up in my office and people that I meet to in the community. So I tend to have a recurring conversations many times. So as I was preparing for today's show, I sat down and said, all right, what are we going to talk about today? And it was kind of a no-brainer for me. We're going to talk about summer, how to stay healthy this summer, some things that you need to be aware of. And some stuff may seem like common sense, but sometimes common sense isn't so common either. So we're going to pinpoint some things, and hopefully for the rest of your summer now, we can actually make the best of it, what you have left. Does that work for you?
That sounds like a plan.
All right. So
Can't wait to get started.
Well, this is exciting. I narrowed my list down to 5 things. 5 things that I felt were my top 5 things.
Top 5 things.
My top 5
that you
things
of summer.
My top 5 ways that I would recommend how to stay healthy this summer.
Okay.
Things you need to be aware of. Okay. You good? All right. Good. So my number 1 is to be active. Okay. So it's hot outside. So hang on before everyone starts getting a little uneasy with that one. Now, the disclaimer to being active is certainly not at noontime whenever it's 90 degrees and humid. I don't want you outside running around in circles on the hot pavement. If you have having strenuous activity, there's certain times that are better than others. Like for me, one thing that I truly love about the summertime is early in the morning or in the late evening hours. I love being able to either take a walk or a run whenever the weather is really nice and cool and there's a nice breeze going. The bugs aren't bad. Again, we shall talk about this in a second. Another tease. So, but whenever it is that nice cool breeze outside, you can enjoy, the days are longer. So I can still take a walk or go on a run late in the evening or even, early before I end up going to work. So I encourage everyone to take advantage of this time, take advantage of the weather outside and to get and to be outside. That is so incredibly important. Whereas, in the wintertime months, I just kind of feel that we're stuck. One of the things I love about Suwannee, and especially Gwinnett County in this area, is we have so many trails and parks to take advantage of. For me, I'm a regular with the Suwannee Greenway. And one of the things that I love about the Greenway is that it's covered with trees for the majority of it. So even if you did go on a walk or a run, in the afternoon, if it's still hot, it's covered so it's cool, and you can get out there and get a great workout in, and a great walk in, and enjoy some nature time. So I do love that. We're not far from Lake Lanier, so it's not uncommon for us to go out there and walk around that way. Buford Dam Trail. Sims Lake Park, which is in Swanee as well, get out there and enjoy that. So the other caveat to this, or the other kind of spin to being active this summer, is I often have to have the conversation with those who maybe during the fall or springtime months, whenever they're in their normal life, they're not doing a lot of activities. And then they go on vacation in the summertime, and it's like they go from 0 to 60, having gone from doing nothing then to doing a lot of activity. They come back home, they're sore or they hurt something, and they're going, you know what, I just didn't prepare from this activity whenever I was going out. And so they may go out and not having picked up a golf club for several months, and they go out and they play 2 rounds of 18 holes, and they wonder why their back hurts or something hurts or they pull something. So I tell people all the time when they're getting ready to go on vacation, to prepare beforehand. So you've already prepared financially, you've prepared, you've packed. Prepare your body too. Try to be active. Try to be doing things before you go on vacation so you can actually enjoy it at that time as well. So something to be aware of, because the last thing that you want to do is to hurt yourself whenever you're traveling. So it is something to watch out for.
That would be kind of a bummer.
That would be a bummer, and you'd be surprised at how often that happens. And for a while, I kind of was like, well, you know what, you weren't. I was surprised at how often I would have this conversation, and people we're just in our lives, we're just in our regular routine, and then when we go away, we just get all excited, and and sometimes we overdo it. And that's okay, as long as you're just aware of that beforehand. Just be aware of it. If you're going to do a lot of, you're going to go to Charleston and you're going to do a lot of walking around, or doing the sightseeing, or Savannah, or wherever, then, we want to be walking beforehand going up to it, because we don't want to be sore, the last few days of our trip. So just kind of, a little nugget to put in the back of your mind. So,
as you said earlier, common sense, but you might not think about that.
And you really don't. And I hate to call that common sense, because, you think it would be, but it's funny how, like I said, we're just in our regular routine. We're just in our regular life. And it's amazing how, whenever we let loose and we go away, we just are doing things that we're not normally doing, which is, certainly could make me have the argument for why we need to be active all year round. But sometimes in some of the months, it's just easier than others. So, but yeah, so I guess sometimes common sense isn't so common. So, but yeah, take advantage of this area that we live in. I think, I don't want to sound like a Gwinnett County advertisement, but I do think we live in one of the best counties around. We have a lot of options what to do outside, and so I want to take it. So I know for me and my family, we try to take advantage of that.
You just sounded like a Gwinnett County advertisement.
I did just sound, well, and there's something else I talk about Swanee here a little bit later. And so then it's going to start to sound like I'm a Swanee advertisement. But I live in Swanee, I work in Swanee. Okay, why not? But so, I got to hold back on that. I do heart Swanee,
I would hope so, because, you live here and you work here. And if you hated the area, it's that's on you. You decided to live here and work here.
Well, yeah, it's true. I mean, we actually lived here long before I opened up my practice here, and I opened up my practice because I love the area. So, and that was before I even found out some of these other great things having about it. So, so I got to make sure the city of Swanee hears this show. So they're gonna put that plug out there too for the summer. So number 2, something else to be aware of. Again, common sense might not be so common, is water, water, water. You got to drink your water over the summer. So one of the most common causes of fatigue, and truly the most common cause, is dehydration. It's one of the simplest things that you can do, but it's often truly the most overlooked. So whenever we're outside, and we encourage you to be outside more, you're going to perspire more. You're going to sweat more. You might be drinking or eating foods that are going to dehydrate you further. So so we obviously need to be drinking water every day anyway. But during the summer months, if it's hotter and you're going to be sweating more, then you need to be drinking more water.
And you're saying water, not soda or other beverages. Water.
Not soda, no. The whole quench your thirst from soda, no bueno, no good. No, it actually is going to dehydrate you. Yes. So one of the best ways to stay up on your water intake. Don't wait till you're already dehydrated and then start drinking. So, if you know that you're going to go out to a party, you're going to go to an event, you're going to be outside, you're going to be doing something later in the day, start drinking in the early morning. Start drinking, like for me, I always keep a bottle of water. I always keep water by my bed. So when I get up in the morning, I'm already starting to drink a little bit. Water, that is. Drink water, and then there you go.
I wasn't correcting you.
You gave me a look.
No.
Like you did. So, and then if you go out and to exert yourself, then, throughout the day, you're not already having then to come from behind. So then you just want to be able to maintain it. So then if you're going to go out and you're going to be out possibly partying, having some alcoholic beverages, and here's a good word for you, Mike, libations. Lovely libations. So if you're going to be out drinking alcohol or libations, then, that is going to dehydrate you further. Sugary sodas. That sugar is going to dehydrate you further. So then how about this? Then you want to combine something like a pina colada, sugar, and then alcohol. Then you have a double whammy. Then you're out in the heat. So, and you wonder why people have heat problems or, they have heat exhaustion or they overdo it. It's because they're kind of combining all these factors. So, just to be aware what you're doing. Have some water in the morning. If you can be drinking through, in between your pina coladas, in between your alcoholic beverages. And then at the end of the day, if you can continue out and drink some water, it's just, again, something to be mindful of. Something so simple yet so important. So I get often, actually you'd be surprised at how often I get this comment too, which is people will tell me, they're like, Doc, I just don't like water. I just don't like to drink water. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like to drink water. And I'm like, well, if you just don't like it, then you don't like it. But so there is.
Water doesn't have a taste.
Some people just don't like water. And although it's very important, I'm not just going to say, well, you got to drink it and suck it up. I mean, I could say that, but that wouldn't be very loving. So, but one thing that you can do, there is some other things that you can do. One thing I recommend is coconut water. So coconut water, very high with it's going to replenish your, replenish you as far, make you more hydrated, and also fill you up back with those electrolytes, which is also important as well.
Is this true about coconut water? This is not just some marketing ploy to sell coconut water.
No, it is very true. It is very true. It's very good for you. So, and it actually is naturally sweet. So, and that sugar is obviously a little bit different than the other sugar that you would have in other sugary drinks. So there is still sugar in it, but yes, it is very, very good for you.
Do you drink coconut water?
Yes, I do.
Z?
See, he's over here nodding, so I just thought he was just agreeing with me.
Because you bring in like a gallon, a jug, and is that
Oh,
all water?
That's water, all water.
Yeah, that's like what is that? A gallon of water he drinks every day.
Let me see that. I got to show the camera this.
But can I ask you a question though on the coconut water? I know sometimes I have to watch the sodium count in it because some of them does have a lot of sodium in it. Now, which one is the best one to you?
I can't remember the brand. It's I typically will get I will go to Whole Foods and get my coconut water. I haven't had there was not one brand that I particularly like. Okay. You really do just want to look on the back, and you want to look at the ingredients and what if they've added anything extra to it. A lot of times with the sodium, it's going to be a lot of times for a preservative factor. So you just want to look out for that. But as simple ingredients as possible, you want to look that it's just pure coconut water. They didn't add any other sugars to it. They didn't add anything else to it. And then try to get the purest one possible that you can see.
Okay.
And for some people, they like them, room temperature. Some people like them cold. There's no preference. They still are beneficial, either way. But yeah, coconut water is really good. You can actually mix it, and then you can even make that
I use it in a protein shake.
Yeah, there you go. It's very good. So it's wonderful. I actually will use coconut milk for a protein shake.
Coconut milk. I haven't used the milk, but I use almond milk a lot more. But
yeah.
How much water should someone take, intake in a day?
Z, I love the question. I love this. That's a beautiful segue. So the perfect amount, or the appropriate amount of water to drink, and this is just to stay average, just to stay neutral, is take however much you weigh, whatever that amount is, and I want you to take that number and I want you to divide it by half. And that is the amount of ounces that you need to drink in a day. So if you're
the real number that you weigh, or the number that I like to tell people when they ask what I weigh?
We're gonna go with the real number.
The real number. Okay,
yes.
what you really weigh.
Not what you're telling.
Not what it says on my driver's license.
Not that number. Well, you could, but then add more to it.
Add about 20 pounds.
Add about 20 more ounces.
Okay.
So you take that number, divide it by 2, and that's the amount of ounces that you need to drink per day. And then if you're outside in the summer heat, exerting yourself.
So if you're a 200-pound person, you drink 100 ounces of water.
Absolutely. A day. And that's to stay neutral. That's just what you should automatically drink. And if you're going to exert yourself, then you need to increase that number. You need to. So if you're having any alcoholic beverages, you need to increase that number.
Correct.
So okay. And then if you're playing sports, if you're hot and if you've been sweating, increase that number. Okay. So great. Did that answer your question, Z?
Yes.
Very good. Very good. So we are today talking about the 5 most important things that you need to know to stay healthy this summer. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren Millman, and this is Heal Yourself Gwinnett. So number 3 is kind of like a little tidbit. Again, this is like possibly a Swanee advertisement. I'm so sorry. Is during the summer months, one things that you need to be aware of is, or even to know, is enjoy the benefits of fresh local produce. During the summer months, a lot of times what you'll see is, enjoy your local farmers markets. Unfortunately, I don't know of some of the other farmers markets in the area, but Swanee does have one. So on Tuesdays and Saturdays, I believe, local farmers will go out and display their fresh produce, fruits and vegetables, and other items as well, and where you can go out and pick your fresh organic produce. So there is your organic produce right there. So as opposed to, spending an arm and a leg whenever you go to the grocery store, as well as not even trusting where a lot of these things are coming from, or if they're frozen and then shipped in, you're getting your local grown fresh vegetables, fresh produce right there. So go get your stock up for the week, and every week we go out there and we get something fresh. So, and that truly is about that's how your body was intended to eat its produce, fresh from its local sources. So, unfortunately, they do stop offering this whenever the weather starts to cool down in the fall time. So they do stop that. But in the summer times, we love going out there on Tuesdays and Saturdays and stocking up for the week. So now the moment that you've been waiting for. So bugs. So I grew up in South Georgia, on an island, actually. So when you guys talk about bugs, or I can't say you guys anymore because I'm a local here too, it's nothing compared to what we used to have to deal with on an island in South Georgia in the middle of the summer. It was awful. They almost became like family after a while. We started to name them. There were just so many. But between the beach and the marsh, it was interesting. But so if you're outside, the likelihood you're going to have to deal with the bugs around you is pretty great, and they're going to want to come and they're going to want to party with you. So the quick response, or the quick the quick reaction to this, is just to go to your store and just buy simple bug repellent, not ones that look like this. It's just simple that we just want to be able to spray that on ourselves. Unfortunately, one thing that we all need to be aware of, and that's not talked about a lot, is that bug repellent is loaded with chemicals. Many of the chemicals that we find in our bug repellents are linked to neurological damage. And so as a doctor that I deal every single day with the nervous system, this is something that I don't want to play around with. And, DEET, for example, has been shown to harm the brain and nervous system function. We call that a neurotoxin. So, and it's something that it may be so subtle that you may or may not even notice it, but DEET is actually a pesticide, and it's intended to kill insects. So that same pesticide that you're spraying on yourself, on your skin, keep in mind that anything that goes on your body goes in your body, because your skin is going to absorb it. So if we know this is a chemical, we know this is a toxin, and it's meant to kill insects, that's the last thing I really want to be doing is to putting that on my body. So in and of itself, DEET is harmful and it's dangerous. And when you combine pesticides with, prescription medications, you're having a greater risk for potential side effects. So this is not something that I take lightly for sure. Children are more susceptible to brain damages, brain changes from the chemical exposure, and never ever you never want to put DEET on a baby or an infant. So one of the reasons why I bring this up is because we are surrounded in our life. We are surrounded by chemicals. It's in everything that we do. It's in repellents, it's in sunscreens, it's in perfumes, it's in fertilizer, it's in household cleaners. It's everywhere.
Is it in makeup for women?
It is. Not DEET, but other chemicals are. Just in general, we are just surrounded by chemicals. And so absolutely, and I could do a whole show. In fact, I probably will do a whole show about female, or cosmetics and some of the stuff. It is almost, as a female, as a woman, it's almost exhausting trying to find good quality products that don't have bad things in them. And I mean, it takes a lot of research. And so you have to figure out where you want to put, sometimes where you want to invest your energy, and if it's worth investing your energy and trying to keep these things away from you. So we are surrounded by chemicals. So, having said that, I'm a firm believer, and this is where my philosophy comes from as a doctor and a healthcare provider, is there are a lot of things we cannot control. There are a lot of things that, they're just there's going to be just certain things on our food from the market, from the grocery store. There's going to be just certain things just we cannot control. And for the things that we cannot control, you know what, that's just, I can't control that. But what we can do is there are things that we can control. We can control the bug repellent. We can control what sunscreen we use. We can, for women, we can control the cosmetics. We can control certain perfumes.
Why do you keep saying for women? There are men.
Do you wear makeup,
Well,
Mike?
no, but Trey.
Don't single him out.
No. Z? No? Okay. I was just checking.
Do you wear eyeliner? Or
I don't, but I know guys
that wear eyeliner.
There are celebrities that do that.
A lot of them?
No, not a lot of them, but I'm just saying you were being very sexist there a little bit. There are men that wear cosmetics.
All right, so for men out there
men
like
that I
Mike,
might hang out with, but
well, you're for men out there like Mike who possibly could be wearing cosmetics, men makeup.
And I have worked in TV where we had to wear some makeup.
Is that what you tell yourself just because it was for the TV?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Mike seems to be taking this very personally.
Yeah. Yes. When I say Trey, I really mean me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Trey, and I appreciate you having to clarify this.
When I was on TV, we had to put the makeup on so the lights would not shine off us.
Right.
Now, the mere fact that I would wear the makeup all day long doesn't mean anything. I'm just trying to say.
You just didn't want to take the eyeliner off when you left for the day, did you?
It was the lipstick.
It was the lipstick,
well,
right?
Yes.
No. It is. Yeah, I feel you. So,
be that as it may.
Be that as it may. Yes. Some brands, some of these items that we use every day are loaded with chemicals. So we do want to be mindful of them. And so for me and my family and my health journey, being a doctor, one of the things that I try to do is what can I control? What can I change? What can I make myself, or what do I need to buy? And it's just a matter of it's informing yourself. And one of the purposes of this show is throughout my health journey, what can I provide back to you guys so that you can make these decisions too? So
quit teasing us.
I know.
Get to what? Why is there a bug spray here on the table?
Trey, he's almost out of control today. He's really almost.
Well, you hit a nerve, apparently.
No pun intended. There we go. So one of the easiest things, one of the best recipes I can find, and it works extremely well, is making a bug spray with essential oils. So I'm a huge advocate for essential oils. I love them. I use them in many aspects of my life, in my office. We diffuse them. I put them on. We love essential oils. But one of the things that we do is make an essential oil bug spray. And so this one in particular, so you can make them a couple different ways. Half a cup of witch hazel, half a cup of apple cider vinegar, and then you can mix a couple of different oils in there. And for example, eucalyptus, lemongrass, citronella, and tea tree. You can use a combination of those or just one or two of them. Probably one of the main ones typically is lemongrass and citronella. And so it's not a bug. And it's not a bug. It's not going to kill them, but it's going to repel them. They're not going to want to come around you. They do not like being exposed to that. So it's amazing how well this works, and it's healthy for you.
So it's a homemade bug spray, and you have found from personal firsthand experience that it works.
Yes, 100%.
Now, not against someone who maybe doesn't want to make it or can't, whatever. Is there not something on the market that's already like an all natural?
Now there
because if not, you may have just opened a door and you might not want to let the secret out and
right.
Go on a Shark Tank or something.
I don't know if someone probably makes this. It's so simple. It takes me, once you have the ingredients, the hardest part would be collecting the quality essential oils, because you just don't want, just because it says essential oil doesn't mean you want to use that. There's only a couple of brands that I would ever encourage you to buy. You want to make sure it's 100% therapeutic grade essential oil. I personally use Young Living. I think that they are a very high quality brand, and I haven't found anything to match their quality. So,
is there a scent?
Can I spray you?
Sure.
All right. I would. There you go.
Oh, it smells sweet.
Yeah. This one. So I've made a couple different ones. This one has more
very
of the
tangy.
This one has more lemongrass than it does some of the other ones. But this one, and then so you put that on, so it smells nice. So it just is. What are you?
The whole studio now smells like the bug spray.
Well,
but that's
don't
a
call
good.
it,
It's
so
not. Yeah. I'm not doing it
essential
justice.
Oil.
It does smell. I smell like
spray.
you're like in a massage place. Okay, bad analogy.
Okay, that one. Of all the things it could smell like, I probably would have put that number 10,000 on the list of all the ones. So we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Yes, it smells nice. Some of your more health food stores could probably have more of a bug spray. It's so simple to make.
Your office, Swanee Spine and Wellness Center. You have. Is that not a massage person there?
I do have a massage therapist.
So why are you making fun?
He doesn't spray his room with the essential oil bug spray, though.
Okay, well.
I can't. He might, but I don't keep this there. Maybe he has his own bug spray.
Maybe he should.
I can't. Now that one, when he's going to listen to this later, and he's going to go, you know what, my room doesn't smell like that, so I don't know why he's saying that, but that's okay. So it's so easy to make between the witch hazel and the apple cider vinegar, and then just a few of the you want to do about depending on what the variety of different oils you use. If you're going to use 2 oils and you want to put in 15 to 20 drops of each of the oil in, and that's all it takes. That's all that it takes. It's that strong. Essential oils are that good.
It's that strong.
Yeah. Apparently Trey doesn't like it, but we're not sure why, because it does smell good. You don't like it?
That's our producer Trey you hear in the background, by the way. Yeah.
All right, fine. Well, forget that. I love it.
No, it's good.
So thank you.
It
smells like a massage.
You spray. You spray the regular stuff on you, the off or the deep or whatever, all the and it smells like bug repellent, and it repels you,
and it
repels everyone around you who wants to be hanging out with you.
This will bring people to you, Mike.
I'm thinking on a Friday or Saturday nights, put a little bit behind the ear, and I'm good to go.
Right, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So it's so again, not bad for you, good for you. Other stuff, it is bad for you. So if you can take anything away from this debacle of talking about bug spray, do you want to hold it? You're still looking at it.
Well, no, I'm just thinking the ladies will love it.
Well, they might.
They want to wear it, or they want to be around people that wear it.
Yeah, I feel you. So the last thing that we're going to go on here, and this is my hot topic, my hot button. No pun intended on that one. When you hear what I'm talking about, so I'm kind of doing the joke before. So
let me do the jokes.
All right. Don't quit my day job. Sure, I gotcha. So when you're out in the sun, I want you to get out there and soak up the vitamin D. It is so incredibly important. to have this conversation about proper sun exposure and making sure that whenever you're outside, you're getting your vitamin D.
From the sun.
From the sun.
So the helpful rays, not the bad rays,
No.
the good rays.
Well, now you can't discriminate against the two. Like, you can't tell the sun, okay, only give me the UVB. I need you to hold off on the UVA. So you can't tell that. So you're going to have to get both. But the benefits of you getting proper sun exposure way outweigh the risks of it. But there's a couple things that you do need to know. There is a wide variety of diseases and health processes that are controlled or that are directly connected to proper sun exposure. So now as I was just mentioning to you, there are two different rays that come with the sun, ultraviolet rays. You have UVA and UVB. I want you to think about UVA as a bad guy, or the bad guys, or they're the ones that burn you, okay? And then you have the UVB rays. They're the good guys, or they're the good rays. They're the ones that when your skin is exposed to the sun, it's how your body makes vitamin D. So vitamin D, actually, it's not a vitamin at all, it's a hormone. And so whenever your body is exposed to the sun, makes vitamin D, and then it allows for, and it's one of the best things that your body can use, not only for your immune system, but for even neurologically for certain processes that go on. It is just all around extremely healthy for you. You find people that do suffer from certain neurological diseases, or even certain diseases in general, what you'll find is that whenever their blood is tested, it's not uncommon to have someone being very deficient in vitamin D. White skin, pale skin, Caucasians, 75% of all Caucasians are deficient in vitamin D, and dark skinned are 90% deficient in vitamin D. So this is something that is so incredibly important for our health, and we're all very deficient in it. So, and there's been a lot of misinformation that the sun is bad, and the sun causes cancer, and that's not entirely true. In fact, the British Journal of Dermatology has proven this time and time again that that's not the case. What causes skin cancer, whenever your skin is damaged, whenever you have repeated sunburn, whenever you've had repeated damage to the skin, and repeated UVA rays, repeated sunburn. And so for me, I am pale skin, and so you do have to watch that. So there are times when sunscreen is used, but what I find more times than not is people are so scared about getting skin cancer, or they're so scared about overexposure to the sun, that they will lather sunscreen on all the time, 100% of the time, won't go outside without it. And so what's happening is you're blocking all of the good rays that comes with it. So, for every day, if you're fair skinned like myself, you need to be exposed to anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes of that natural sunlight every single day. Whereas opposed to if you're dark skinned, that's actually more like 40 to 60 minutes that you need to be able to have that exposure. Now, up to the point whenever your skin, for me, up to the point when it just starts to turn a little bit pink, then your body has then told you, I'm not going to be able to accept any more UVB rays today. I'm not going to be able to make any more vitamin D, and you're done. So once you hit your point, you're done. And at that point, then you need to either cover up, or you can put sunscreen on. At that point, but we want to encourage to get more of that sunscreen, or the sun exposure. It's crucial, and I like I mentioned earlier with the statistics, we are so deficient in it, and it's so very important. And we are all indoors a lot, so it's just we have to force ourselves to go outside sometimes, to take a walk at lunchtime, just so that we can have a little bit of sunlight. And just exposure to your face.
That's a good point right there. People say, I don't have time. Just during lunchtime.
Walk around.
5 minutes, or just even if it's not the required time that you mentioned, just
you can get
5 minutes or 10 minutes.
It's going to be huge.
It's better than none.
Absolutely. So, and for women too, probably more so for women. Here you go. I'm going to make a sexist comment again, Mike. So for women, some women will wear makeup or cosmetics and that have sunscreen protective factor in them. And so here we are, we're completely covered, and we have our hands and our face exposed. So even if you go outside for a few minutes, you're already covered. So no wonder we're so deficient in our vitamin D levels. So it is something to be aware of. Get outside. How much can your skin be exposed? Not just your face and your hands are enough. So that's really important. And and I could spend an entire half hour going over just vitamin D and skin cancer. But
can I ask you a dumb question?
Okay.
You mentioned not just the head and the hands are enough. I mean, does it matter where the sun is hitting you to create that vitamin D? I mean,
No.
do I need to be walking outside and pull my shirt off and walk around bare chested?
You could.
But I don't have to.
You don't have to. Well,
as long as I'm out in the sun and not covered up in.
You want to be able to have as much skin exposure as you can. Because that's how your body is going to make it. So you want to have more of your arms when you're outside. Yeah,
So for a woman, maybe laying out in the sun after she, when she gets home or at lunch or something. Just
you could put for women we could put a tank top on. So all of your arms are exposed and your chest is exposed right here and your face and maybe the upper part of your back and your legs. So go outside and be able and those areas can get exposure. So as long as much skin exposure as you can. So
that won't get you thrown in jail.
It won't get you thrown in jail.
Okay.
We don't want that. And then don't tell them, well, Dr. Millman told me that I don't need that kind of reputation on this radio show, Mike. I just don't need that. So, one of the really interesting statistics that as I'm reading about this and I talk about with my patients is since the 1930s, actually, let me back up and say it like this, is a lot of times people may say, sunscreen is going to prevent people from getting skin cancer. That's actually not true, and that's been proven time and time again. Since the 1930s, skin cancer occurrences have risen 1,800% since the 1930s. So since the invention of sunscreen, cancer occurrences are still rising and rising and rising, and actually they're going exponentially. And I do feel, and what I have seen is that there are so many toxic ingredients in sunscreens that we need to be aware of that I think that you cannot separate the two, the occurrence of of skin cancer and the use of sunscreens and repeated use of sunscreens. The problem is so you're putting toxic chemicals on you as well as you're blocking the UVA and the UVB. So you're blocking the good stuff that you need. Yeah, you're blocking the UVA, but then your body is absorbing these chemicals as well. So
is there not an all natural sunscreen on the market? Or do we need to invent that as well?
You know what? It was almost as though you read my paper.
Oh, okay.
I do make my own
sunscreen. I swear I did not.
You
make your own sunscreen too?
Yes, of course I do. Of course I do. It doesn't come in I almost brought it and I decided not to. So personally, I do. It's a coconut oil based sunscreen. So back to our coconut Z, coconut oil based sunscreen, and I add.
She just called you a coconut.
God, don't get me in trouble.
Okay.
Coconut oil base with raspberry seed oil, vitamin E capsules, lavender oil, aloe, and you can choose to put whether it's a little bit of zinc oxide or not. You can leave it. If you do put the zinc oxide, it's going to have an SPF of about 20. If you take the zinc oxide out, some people want a really natural one. Then it's more like a 10 to 15 without the zinc oxide. So I highly encourage that. So allow your skin to be bare as much as you can whenever you're being exposed and out in the sunlight. So because we want that UVB rays, and then when you start to get pink, when you start to after that 15 minutes, then to put something on to help your skin, and put something on that's actually is going to be really good for it, and then to cover up as well. So we do want that. So
and we want to get a little bit of sun every day.
We want to get a little bit of sun every day. Ideally, you want to get a little bit of sun every day. Yes.
You can't make up for lost time. For example, if it's cloudy and overcast and there's no sun for 2 days, you can't go out the next day and be out there for 6 hours saying, I've got to make up for it, because that could cause damage, I would think.
That would cause damage. So you definitely want to do that. You want to just stick to because once your body hits that threshold every day, that it's not going to make anymore. It's not going to make anymore. So you could, it's just not going to benefit you anymore to do that. So no, you only want to be able to have go to where you are. And so, as you're in the sun longer and as you do this more repeatedly, then you can actually stay in the sun a little bit longer. So if you're used to being in the sun, instead of 15 minutes, it might end up going up to 20. So you could benefit too. So without getting to that pink and without getting to that point whenever your body
Well,
says
because
something.
the more you're in the sun, the darker you will get. So now it's a little harder to get those.
Well, your body can take a little bit more in. So and that's like I said, that's very beneficial. I could do a whole show just on vitamin D. It's that important. And taking oral vitamin D is not the same as your body making it itself from the sunlight. So it can take up to 6 months for that to actually regulate your system. So some people will say, "Oh, well, I just take capsules. I'm good." And I said, "Well, and that's good. It's better than not taking it at all." But you really want to do this the natural way. You really want your body to be able to do that. You know, one of the reasons why we see people aren't generally sick in the summertime, but maybe they are in the winter, it's because they're less covered up and they can get more D in there. So something to think about. So those are the 5 essentials to keep you healthy this summer. So the last thing that I would tell all of our listeners right now is we can do all the right things. We can make really great choices. We can eat the right foods. We can exercise. We can get our vitamin D. But you are only going to be as healthy.
But you can still get hit by a bus.
You can still get hit by a bus. No. I'm a little bit more positive than that. I'm a little bit more positive than that. So you see, you made me lose my train. You said the bus.
I added a little comedy there. You can do all the right things.
You can do all the right things.
And then you walk outside and you get hit by a bus and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know. You are only as healthy as your nervous system is strong. So how you really want to solidify to make sure that you are healthy this summer is you want to lay a solid foundation. Make sure that your body, your foundation, your nervous system is doing what it needs to do. It's in a balanced and aligned frame. That's your foundation. And then you want to make sure to add the healthy choices and the healthy decisions on top of that. So most important thing in staying healthy this summer is making sure your nervous system is doing what it needs to do and then making those good choices around it. So do you concur?
Yes.
Is that good for you?
I've learned a lot on this show.
You have I hope so. I think Z has too. Z
was over there taking notes.
I think he was. I know.
Coconut oil, so you always talk about the coconut.
Yeah.
I use coconut oil.
And then
Z works in radio and he's not talking with a microphone right now.
I'm just talking.
He's just
Oh, you're doing a show right now. All right, go ahead.
So to find out more information about this, we will have some more on our website, have some more on the Facebook, healyourselfgwinnett.com. Check us out on Facebook, Heal Yourself Gwinnett. And it
originally was the Facebook.
Yes, did you watch it?
Yeah,
I did
it was
see
in the
that.
movie.
Yes, and actually Justin Timberlake told him to drop the. But it wasn't Justin Timberlake. It was whoever he played.
His character.
Right, but it was
Gotcha.
Justin Timberlake. That's all I saw. That was all I saw. Justin Timberlake. This has been. Do you have any final words? Any final thoughts?
No, thank you. That was a very informative show. I mean, I kidded with you, but some really good but serious information that you shared today.
Yeah, this is something. If we could even, throughout the summertime, if you can stick to some of these things and implement a few of these good choices into your life, it will make a difference. So health is about implementing what you can when you can.
And this is the first time I ever got sprayed on a show. Take that as you may.
It might not be the last.
You'll probably be spraying it all over me when we're done.
Well, if there wasn't equipment in here, I probably would. But, I'll be nice.
At least it's all natural, so.
Right. Well, Trey doesn't like it, so. This has been another episode of Heal Yourself Gwinnett. I am Dr. Lauren Millman telling you to have a healthy day.